Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Chemophilic by Bhavna Shaktaut. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go and subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get the notification of the latest videos. So today's topic of discussion is metals and non-metals. This is also the chapter 3rd of NCERT Science 10th class. And now starting with the topic, the first topic in metals and non-metals is the properties of metals and non-metals. So metals, general properties include they are solid at room temperature, then they have luster. The meaning of luster is shining surface. So generally most of the metals have shining surface. For example, gold is shiny, silver, it is again shiny. Then next property is malleable. Now malleable is something that can be beaten into sheets. Then another important property is ductile. Metals are ductile in nature, that is they can be drawn into thin wires. Another important property of metals is that they are good conductors of heat and electricity. And the last important property of metals is that they have high melting point. Now these were the few properties that are included in metals. So the first property is that they are solids at room temperature, but there are certain exceptions like mercury. Mercury is a metal but it is liquid at room temperature. They are lustrous, that is they have shiny surface. Example I said it was gold and silver and many other metals. Copper also is shiny, but there is one more exception. So sodium metal, it is non-lustrous metal. Then talking about malleability, this can be beaten into thin sheets. Ductility, that is they can be drawn into wires. Then good conductors of heat and electricity. Then there is an exception, lead is a poor conductor of heat. Now talking about non-metals, so they are just opposite to metals, that is they can be solid or gas at room temperature. There is only one exception, bromine. Bromine is a non-metal, still it is liquid in nature. Then they are brittle, that is they break down when hammered or they can be broken down very easily. Then these are non-lustrous, unlike metals which were lustrous in nature. Then the only exception here is iodine. Iodine is a lustrous solid. Then talking about the melting point and boiling point, they have low melting point and boiling point. Then they are non-malleable, that is they cannot be drawn, they cannot be beaten into thin sheets. They are non-ductile, that is they cannot be drawn into long wires. And they are bad conductors of heat and electricity. There is only one exception, and that an allotrope of carbon, graphite, it is good conductor of electricity. Then they have very low density. Then they are non-sonorous, that is they do not produce sound when beaten. So these were few important properties of metals and non-metals. Now talking about the chemical properties, these were the physical properties. Now talking about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Now chemical properties of metal. Metal combine with oxygen to form metal oxide. These metal oxides are generally basic in nature, but still some metals produce amphoteric oxides. Now the term amphoteric means that they react with both acid and base. So one of the example of amphoteric oxide is aluminium oxide. It reacts with both HCl as well as NaOH. Then talking about other oxides, so if you combine Na plus O gives NaO, this is basic oxide. Again calcium plus O will give CaO, this is again a basic oxide. Now in case of non-metals usually combine with oxygen to give non-metallic oxide, and these oxides are generally acidic in nature. So if you say C combines with O2 to give CO2, this is again acidic gas, and CO2 when again combined with H2O will give H2CO3, that is carbonic acid. Now metals reacts with acid to give salt and hydrogen. So if you say Na reacts with HCl, it will give NaCl plus H2. Similarly, if you take another example, K reacts with H2SO4, it will give K2SO4 plus H2. Now talking about reaction with water, metal reacts with water to give corresponding hydroxides and H2. So if you say Na, it will react with H2O to give NaOH plus H2. You can balance this. It's 2 Na, 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. Similarly for K also, it would react to give KOH plus H2. So if you react this with calcium, so calcium reacts with H2O to give CaOH whole twice plus H2. These were few reactions regarding reaction of metal with water. So important questions from this section. The first important question is metal which is liquid at room temperature, and there is only one metal that is liquid at room temperature, and that is mercury. Symbol is Hg. Now a non-lustrous metal, so this is sodium. Amphoteric metal oxide, there is only few, but one example is aluminium oxide. Aluminium is a metal, but its oxide is amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric means something that reacts with both acid and base. Now Na and K, this is sodium and potassium, are stored in kerosene oil. Why? So the reason is sodium and potassium both react with cold water and involve large amounts of heat and hydrogen gas, and hydrogen can catch water. Sodium and hydrogen reacts vigorously with oxygen to give H2, and H2 immediately catches fire, so they are kept immersed in kerosene oil. Now again someone can ask you what is an aqua regia. So aqua regia is HCl and HNO3 mixed together in the ratio of 3:1, and this has the property to dissolve metals like gold.